Digital innovation is very important. I think if you don't do it in your business and adapt to digital innovation and 4.0, you will be left behind. So I think it's very apt and it's very on point that we have this theme this year.
The theme for H.E.R. Summit this year is fantastic because the world is buzzing with the concept of innovation and connectivity. So it is just perfect timing to actually really discuss this topic.
I'm very impressed by the panelists, the speakers that the organizer has put together, and just by listening to them, I've learned a lot, and I can't wait to put some of these great ideas to improve on my business. So I would definitely recommend every one of you to join next year's H.E.R. Summit.
It's been very inspiring, and I think we probably need to have more and more such gatherings where we could have an opportunity to interact with each other and learn from each other.
This was authentic, really intriguing conversations about industry, about your personal life, about leadership. I loved it, and I loved my panel, and I'm really going to keep in touch with these people because I feel like I'm going to grow just from knowing them.
It's a wonderful opportunity for people from all different backgrounds and companies to come together and learn from each other. Whether you are a high-tech company and from various other sectors, I think that there is something for everyone to learn, especially to learn how to grow their business, scale in a meaningful way. So it's a great environment. People are very open to sharing their failures as well as successes.
Okay, so welcome to the virtual H.E.R. Lifestyle Day today. We have with us two speakers. Joyce, a professional makeup artist and educator. She's a top 16 makeup artist in Singapore. She's from Joyce Makeup, and she'll be sharing about makeup and styling tips for corporate professionals. And we also have Joanna So, Asia's leading wellness and YouTube personality and founder from Feel Malaysia, where she'll be teaching you how to shape up at your desk. All right, so let's welcome our very first speaker, Joyce. Joyce, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you've been busy with projects, makeup projects these days. So I would like to introduce Joyce. So Joyce, in 2014, she left a corporate job to pursue her passion in makeup and hairstyling, and has been engaged in various makeup projects ranging from corporate shoots to MediaCorp program to local short film productions. In 2015, she joined Milena Bridal Haute Couture as their resident stylist to design hair and makeup looks for their brides, and have garnered raving reviews online. So Joyce is trained in both soft bridal looks, Korean Japanese style, as well as the bold makeup looks for runway and fashion photo shoots. And she's also really experienced in stage hair and makeup, and being a dance performer herself as well. Wow, multi-talented, I must say. And she has been featured in businessasia1.com, wedding blog, 1314.com in 16 top wedding makeup artists for every budget in Singapore. And it's also featured by Singapore Brides Online under 70 plus makeup artist Singapore Brides Love in May 2019. Welcome, Joyce, to our show today. Now, Joyce, share with us what made you, go into entrepreneurship. What made you choose this line of work? I know you were in a cozy, a corporate professional sort of role, and why did you even switch?
Actually, that's a very good question. Sometimes I also ask myself that because entrepreneurship is a very difficult journey. I think a lot of the attendees and even the speaker and panelists, they would agree with me as well. I think really what makes the difference was the sense of satisfaction and fulfillment, where you get to directly engage with your customer, you get to understand their needs, you get to deliver the service, and at the end of the day, you really feel the sense of gratitude and happiness. You directly see it from them. I think that's what makes this journey so rewarding. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what are some of the challenges that you experience as an entrepreneur, and also during this period, right? As you know that you typically do wedding makeup and things like that, and recently, there is a decline in weddings, right, because of the situation. So share with us how things have been for you, and are you pivoting, or what are you doing lately? Yeah.
Whoa, it's such a dramatic turn of events. In fact, within the entire wedding industry, since last year, all of us were so hopeful for this year, because 2020, it was looking very bright and prosperous for all of us in the wedding industry. I think basically 2020, it sounds very auspicious. It's like 双喜. So we actually have gotten quite a lot of bookings since last year for this year's wedding events. Then come January, come February and March and April, and the circuit breaker kicked in. So everything was on a standstill. Many weddings were either postponed or cancelled. And basically we were not able to do anything. So in fact, for all of us, makeup artists, wedding photographers, videographers, we have literally zero income for like 2-3 months. Yeah, so it was very, very scary. Some of us, we still have rental to pay. Some bigger companies have staff to pay, and yeah, it was really a nightmare. So, but I'm glad that I was connected with a group of entrepreneurs, and they were all in different industries. So some were in F&B, some were in finance, and everyone was just trying to figure out how to keep moving, instead of getting in a standstill and just being depressed over it. So they encouraged me to go online. Yeah, because as a makeup artist, right, unless I have the opportunity to really physically be interacting with customers, I'm not able to provide makeup service or hairstyling service. So they suggested for me to start teaching courses online. So I started doing Zoom makeup classes. I started recording makeup tutorials, uploading to my website, so that I created videos on demand products. And I think it started getting traction. Yeah. So since the circuit breaker, actually I've continued teaching makeup. Yeah. And I think during the circuit breaker, while we were not allowed to go out, I was basically at home in front of my computer doing networking all the time. So I managed to grow my connections. Yeah, I managed to make new like-minded business entrepreneurs, and we did tie-ups and collaborations. And I guess that kind of helped me to actually expand my reach to new clientele as well. Yeah.
Right, interesting. So you've been teaching classes instead, since you can't do these makeup kind of work, with your clients. Okay, good point. I mean, share with us if you leverage on technology to help you. Did you start to go digital? There's a lot of discussion on that traditional businesses are also going digital. How are you doing things differently this season? How are you marketing yourself differently also?
In fact, before this COVID started kick in, okay, most of us within the wedding industry or in the creative line, we already have social media platforms. Majority of us would already have Facebook page, we already have Instagram page, some would have Twitter, some might have Pinterest, some would already have YouTube channels. So previously, before COVID started kicking in, a lot of us, we just kind of feature our work, you know. So our social media platform was more like a gallery, so that people could browse our portfolio. Yeah, but since the COVID started kicking in, and since we're not able to go out, and we do not have clients to do makeup for and to show our work, right? So a lot of us, we ended up doing on ourselves. Yeah, and we felt that, or rather, I felt that in terms of my post, in terms of the content, the direction content, right? It has to be more engaging. Yeah, it has to show more of our personality. And rather than just showing off our work, showing off our portfolio, we decided to give more value. So in terms of the direction of my content sharing, it started gearing more towards value adding to people who follow me, people who watch my videos, watch my tutorials, and it has been quite rewarding because I get feedback that, oh, I find it very useful, thank you for sharing, and I've not had such feedback before. Yeah. So yeah, that was, I think, a major shift in terms of how I actually position myself in terms of content strategy. In terms of how I actually leverage on digitalization, I guess Zoom is a very is the platform that all of us suddenly got introduced to, right? And I think that is one of the major life-changing technology that I've ever experienced. Yeah. It pivoted everything, all kinds of businesses, and because of this, I also have to invest in quite a couple of things. I have to invest in a webcam so that I look very clear, and when I actually demonstrate makeup techniques and products and tools to my students, they can see very clearly. I invested in a green screen, which you can't see right over here. Yeah, because my laptop is not able to provide me a virtual background capability. Yeah, so I invested in lighting so that you can see me very clearly. So there's a couple of things that as I talk to more people within the industry, like photographers and videographers who clearly know what devices and what tools to buy. So I gather knowledge here and there, and I started experimenting, and yeah, till now I'm still learning, in fact. Yes, but it has been, I think, a very educational journey. Yeah.
Interesting to note. So it's also about the hardware tools that you are supposed to have, because you're streaming as well online, teaching courses online. You have to be, it's a different type of clarity, right? In person versus on camera. Right.
Definitely.
Totally agree on that. So, tell us a little bit more about fashion, during this season. Okay. I mean, I was speaking with someone who was in esports and gaming, right? She's saying that even the gamers, they have their kind of streetwear of fashion. And during this season, they kind of like put on more of those type of clothes to show that, or to identify themselves as gamers, right? So how about the corporate professionals, right? Now that people are slowly going back to work, not full force, but dress sense wise, fashion, any comments on that? How things have evolved?
I wouldn't say in terms of corporate fashion, it really has evolved that much. Yeah, but I actually do notice the trend that in the beginning part of the circuit breaker, a lot of people were dressing down for corporate meetings at home, for Zoom meetings. Towards the later part, I see people starting to dress up more. I think, yeah, yeah. Interestingly, I think it's the hope, it's the consultation that they want things to return back to normal soon.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Possible.
correct. Yes, and the fact that I think while you are at home, it's so hard to draw the line between work and rest, right? Between work and your work life and your private life, to the point that people would start to dress up for their work time, yeah, so that they get into the zone better. Yeah. In fact, some of my friends were doing that as well. So I thought that was a very interesting thing, interesting trend. And yeah, basically, I think once you are being cooped up at home so much, right, you start to want to do things that interest you. You start to want to do things that make you feel better and make you feel like, you know, you are in the mood to do something. And dressing up definitely helps, I think.
Wow, okay. Do you start buying new clothes?
Oh, yes, I did. Yeah,
I
I started buying
see.
new clothes and new accessories. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that there was a shift because people start to wear very comfortable clothes, like maybe fitness wear. So fitness wear is still selling well. And you know, they could just wear a jacket over and you can't tell they're wearing like a fitness wear, you know, inside. They still look professional. And then after their call, their meeting, they're done, they go down for a run, you know. So I thought that is like quite, yeah. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. Okay,
I
okay.
think
So,
yes.
yeah, go ahead.
I think that would apply to a lot of people who start to pick up health and fitness
Along the way, right?
aspect of their, yeah, along the way, correct.
Okay, interesting. Now, Joyce, share with us what you're gonna teach us today. I know you're really good with makeup and styling, so tell us a little bit more about what we're gonna learn today from you.
Okay, so what I will be sharing is basically there'll be 3 areas. So one area would be on skincare. Why on skincare? Because nowadays all of us, we have to wear masks, right? We have to wear masks every day, no matter where we go. And because of this constant wearing of masks, there has been an increase of cases of this trend called mask knee, which is acne caused by wearing mask for too long.
Oh, I didn't know there's such a term called mask knee.
Yeah,
Sounds
it's a very new
funny.
term that just
Okay.
yes. So it is, and it actually happens because the cloth that we put over our face, it still has germs and bacteria, and sometimes we don't really wash it all the time. We don't wash our mask every day once we get back home, you know. Yeah, and then also long time of a cloth covering over our face, right? It doesn't allow the skin to breathe that much, and moisture gets trapped inside underneath our mask. And because of that, it's very easy to get breakout in this area. Yeah. So there's one of the reasons why I wanted to touch on skincare, right? And also, I mean, of course, half our face is always covered. So you don't really need to put too much emphasis on makeup in a sense. Yeah, so I felt that skincare is more important. But of course, I will still touch on makeup because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still a makeup artist. So I would prefer to share whatever I know with, like, you know, the viewers. Yeah, so and they can choose to simplify the steps, or they can choose to follow the full routine. Yeah. Then the third one would be in terms of corporate styling. Basically, how do you mix and match your clothes in a simple way to look good, you know, on different occasions. Yeah, so you can actually dress down or dress up for work. Yeah.
Interesting. Now, the audience who are watching with us right now live on Facebook, if you have any questions for Joyce, please feel free to type it in. Okay, type it in so that, you know, she'll be able to answer to your queries. If you don't have, then we're going to move on to the demo session. That's the most exciting part. So we're supposed to follow some steps, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is really going to be interesting. All right. So let's head on to the demo session where Joyce will share with us skincare tips, makeup tips also, right? Some makeup tips, and also styling and fashion tips for you. All right. Okay. So
and show you how to do professional and easy corporate makeup, and I will also throw in some skincare tips as well as fashion styling tips so that you can look professional and stylish at work. So the first step is actually to cleanse your face and then put on your skincare products. So first skincare product that I'm going to put is actually a toner. I have been using this particular toner, Baby C White Up Moisture Lotion. Toner is important because it actually helps to double cleanse the skin. So it helps to remove the dead skin cells, and it also helps to soften the skin and moisturize it at the same time. Next, I would actually use eye and lip elixir. It helps to instantly hydrate and give it like a boost of moisture and hydration. So I would just take one pump of it. It is suitable for sensitive skin. So, and I have very sensitive skin that turns red very easily. I get rashes and breaks out very easily. So since using their product, I have less pigmentation and I have less random rashes. So I have been using their product for quite some time already. And the balanced amount, you can actually use it to apply your lips and just to hydrate and inject in a boost of moisture to your lips as well. This actually acts like a lip balm for the lips without the oily filling. After that, I would put my essence. Some ladies have asked me, is essence actually important? Is it necessary? I would say it's optional. But for me, I do prefer essence because it is lighter than a moisturizer. It really is able to penetrate deep into the different layers of the skin for a more hydrating effect. So I'm going to pump out 2 pumps of my essence, and I'm using Baby C White Up Essence. What this essence does is it actually prevents the formation of melanin, which actually is the cause of pigmentation and formation of dark spots on our face. My last step is actually my moisturizer. I am using this particular moisturizer from Baby C as well. I really love their entire skincare set because it's very light, it's very easy to use. So this is the moisturizing cream that I like to put on my face every day, with or without makeup. And I would apply all over my face. And in fact, I will also apply on my neck area as well. So we are done for the skincare routine already. Now we can get started into our makeup. Now the first one I'm going to apply is actually a primer. Okay, so because the foundation that I'm going to use doesn't have any SPF protection, so I would prefer to put a lightweight primer with a bit of sunblock protection. Okay, so this is by Prima Vista, and it also helps to keep my makeup long lasting. And it is actually pink base, so what it does is it also helps to brighten up the skin. So typically I would put it on 5 points across my face, like so, and then I will blend it out. And when I blend my primer, I will blend it in a downwards motion. In general, for cosmetics, when you blend, you always blend in downward motion. For skincare products, because you want it to be absorbed into your skin, you blend it in an upward motion. Then next, I am going to use a very easy method for foundation application. It is this. It is basically foundation in a little tube, and it looks like this. The only challenge is to find your the right shade. In fact, I bought 2 wrong shades before I bought the correct shade. These 2 wrong shades, they're actually too dark for me, so I use them to contour, and the correct shade, I just use it for my entire face. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do it right now. This is my correct shade. So what I do is I just twist it up, okay, this much, and I apply in the middle of my forehead like this, down the center of my nose, and then underneath my eyes, okay, and then my chin, underneath my nose. I would use a foundation brush. This is by 13 Brushes. This is their brush in Touch Up Artist. Okay, so just blend it downwards, and then same for the side. And then around the eye area, I'm going to use stippling motion. Alright, and then you can actually buff the product into the sides of the face. So now that I have 1 layer of foundation on, I am going to go in with the darker color. So same thing, I'll twist up a little bit, and this time around I'm going to put it near the outer areas of my face, around the side of my temple, in my cheekbones, my jawline, and using back the same brush, I'm gonna push away my hair and blend the darker shade downwards. And then for the cheekbone area, I'm gonna blend it upwards a little bit. This one, you'll blend it downwards onto your neck area. Next, I'm gonna go in with concealing. I am using Estee Lauder Double Wear Concealer. Using the applicator, I would apply a little bit underneath my eye, like this. I would actually go back in a little bit on my forehead, down the center of my nose, around underneath my nose area, a bit on my chin. You can use the same brush and then just blend this concealer. And at this point in time, I also apply the excess of the concealer on the top of my lid. After you are done with concealing, then let's go into our blush. I'm going to use our lipstick as a blush. I will be using this particular lipstick from Baby C. I'm going to apply a little bit at the back of my hand first. Using your finger, apply it on the apples of your cheeks and then blend using a clean finger. So it's actually very simple. I have one finger with the product, one finger without product. So I use the finger with product to apply and the finger without the product to blend. What I'm going to do now is to set my base makeup. So I am using this pressed powder from Nina. Take the pressed powder from here using the brush. You just need to set your makeup over here, particularly under the eye area, the forehead area, because this area we tend to sweat a lot, right? So you want to set the makeup, and then this area whereby you know you're going to put your mask over, a little bit over the eyes as well. So how do you know that you have already set your makeup well? Use the back of your palm to touch your face. If it still feels sticky, that means you haven't set your makeup well enough, which means then you need to go back and put a little bit more powder. Eye makeup today, I'm using NARS. This palette called Wanted. It's a very versatile palette, and later on you know what I mean. Make sure you have the eyeshadow brush like this. Let's pick up this particular shade right here, starting from nearest your lash line, and then you want to blend the color upwards towards your brow bone area. Next, using the same brush, pick up the same color and then apply on the lower lid. Okay, so starting from the outer corner, you're going to go inwards. Okay, outer corner inwards. We are going to use a smaller brush, so I'm going to use this particular brush. And then I am going to pick up this brown color, slight shimmery brown color. I'm going to apply near my lash line. Okay, so just like here. And I am going to apply to a height that is just halfway of my very first color. So you should be able to see this second color as well as the first color you applied just now. Taking the same brown color, brown shimmery color, you want to apply on only the outer 1/3 of your bottom lid. Okay, so just the outer 1/3. Now, actually our eye makeup is already done. Now, the third color, if you like to, this is completely optional. So you can either pick up this one or you can pick up this one. So either one will do. So I'm going to pick up, let's say I'm going to pick up this with a very small brush like this. And I will be applying on the front 1/3 of my eye like this. Okay, so I'll apply on the other side as well. So just the front 1/3. The inner corner of the eye. And if you want to, you can also use your clean ring finger, pick up a little bit of this shimmery shade, and then just apply right in the middle of your eye. So it makes your eyes a lot more 3D, and it also gives you a very much more wide awake look. Now that we are done with our eye makeup, we can go into doing our eyeliner, curling our lashes, a little bit of mascara, and then we're going to go on with our eyebrows. For eyebrows, I am going to use like this same palette, and I'm just going to mix probably this dark brown with the light brown over here. Then I'm going to start at the base of your arc and then completing to the end of your eyebrow. Then you fill in from the back onwards. Okay, then you move inwards to the front of the brow. Alright, The last step is our lipstick, and right now, if you are going to use lipstick, I would suggest you go for waterproof formula, transfer proof formula. So the reason why I'm using the BC is also because it is transfer proof. So what I usually like to do is I would remove the excess product from the lip applicator because there is quite a lot of product. I'm going to apply in the middle of my lips. I'm going to use my finger to blend. So this is the completed look for your corporate makeup. Of course, if you like to, you can choose to take out certain optional steps, such as, for example, adding in the glitter for your eye. You can just keep to 2 eyeshadow shades, one beige shade and one slightly darker shade. You can choose steps to remove if you like to, but if let's say you want to glam up all the way, you really like the effect of this, by all means just do whatever I've done just now as well. Okay, so for the lipstick, I'm going to show you how transfer proof it is. Okay, so this is a clean piece of tissue paper. Alright, so basically when you wear your mask, you want to be able to wear lipstick that after you put on your mask and you remove it, let's say to eat or whatever, it doesn't come off at all. So I'm gonna go in and show you styling tips right now. So see you in a bit.
Joyce, for your makeup tips. Wow, it looks really glamorous before, after. It looks really, really nice. Thank you so much for that. And next up was styling tips, right? So you're gonna show us some, outfits. Maybe share with us a little bit more and unmute your mic.
Okay, yeah, so for the styling tips, right, I actually thought quite a bit about that because it's actually the first time that I'm sharing on styling tips. I usually just share on hair and makeup. So this time around, okay, basically a little bit about myself. I am someone who really hates to iron clothes. So whatever I've shared later on for the styling tips, right, are outfits that are wrinkle-free. So it requires 0 ironing. And the base outfit is the same. So I'm going to create like 5 different looks based on how you layer it, whether it's accessories or jackets or cardigans. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to share later.
Wow, interesting. Okay, so let's head on to your room, your nice little room, to show us your styling tips or fashion tips. All right, let's head on down and take a look.
What I have on now is a very simple brown color dress, and the design of this particular dress is it's free size, so it's very stretchable, and it has a slit in the front, so it still is flattering for your legs and for your height. So especially for very loose clothing, right, you want to accentuate your waistline, and the best way to do that would be using a belt. And usually I prefer to kind of pull out a little bit at the sides just to keep it a little bit more comfortable for movement. Okay, and of course I would also like to add on a little bit of accessory around my neck area. Another option that I have for you is you can layer on actually a white color cardigan, a black color belt. So this is a thinner black color belt, and there you have it. If let's say you would like to further, you like to change the look out a little bit more, you can also choose dangling accessories like this. So still with gold accent, but with a little bit of like pink and blue. This can keep you slightly warm if let's say you work in air-conditioned places, but it's not too heavy to the extent that you sweat too much when you go outdoors for lunch, for example. All right, and yeah, and it still does give you the illusion of a waistline. Now I'm going to go and show you the third option, and that is if let's say you are working in a place whereby it is very, very cold and this is not sufficient to keep you warm. Okay, so I have this long sleeve black color top, and you can actually wear this over this particular dress. You get a belt, Now I'm using a different color belt this time around. So this kind is like a woven belt, a brown color woven belt. Okay, like this. All right, so this should keep you warm, even if let's say you're working in in a very cold office. Okay, because you are covered all the way up here, and then you can cover yourself all the way down to your wrist. Or maybe we can do with something shorter, so something like this. I would not suggest for you to put on earrings if you're wearing statement necklace like this. So if you have any statement accessories or jewelries, really just keep it minimum. Just wear one accessory at a time. All right, but I would still suggest for you to put on a belt, because then at least it gives you a body shape. There is another way to wear this as well. So what you can do is you can remove this. You can fold this one in and tuck it in like this, and you can use the very first belt that we used earlier on. Now I have one very last option for you to style this particular dress. What you can do is you can go for a bright color cardigan like this. So you can actually just wear this on its own like this. Okay, and it's very comfortable. It still keeps your arms warm, and it gives you a pop of color, so it's just more casual. Let's say you want to make it even more fun, you can add on a colorful necklace like this. All right, so something like this to elongate your overall look even more. Or whether you like a double loop necklace look is really up to you. Okay, but generally this is a very simple and easy way to style your outfit, let's say for casual work days, or even just when you're going out. So that is my 5 ways to style a simple brown color dress like this. And yeah, I hope it has been useful. And if you like to know more makeup tips, I seldom give styling tips, so this is one of the rare occasions whereby I actually get to share some styling tips for you ladies out there. If you'd like to know more, you can follow me on my Instagram at Joyce Makeup, and my website is www.joyceyomakeup.com. Thank you again for watching, and have a good day.
All right, thank you so much, Joyce, for sharing your makeup tips with and also the styling tips with us. With just one outfit, you can just accessorize and add on different types of jackets or sweaters, and you look totally different, right? Different colors and whatnot. Thank you so much for that. And next up, we're gonna have our next speaker, Joanna Sell. So thank you so much, Joyce, for joining us today. I hope you could also join us for our workout, right? And this workout is going to be simple, and you can do it right at your desk. So as you're watching Facebook Live right now, you're watching us right now, you could do it right at your desk, just with your chair, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so I'd like to welcome Joanna to our show. And Joyce, thank you so much. We catch up again after.